All right, then. I wanted to talk to you this morning. Come on and talk to you this morning about something exciting that happened to me. You know, sometimes in life, when you get to a point and you feel like you're stuck, and God will whisper to you all the things that you think you need, you have the most important thing. You have me. I'm on your team with you. I'm right here with you. And he reminded me, here's where the excitement comes. He reminded me that he owns it all. Everything about me, he owns it all. My pain, my fears, whatever is going on in my life, God owns it all. He owns my thoughts. He owns keeping me grounded. He owns the blood that runs through my vein. He owns every footstep that I make because he owns the mobility that he has given me. I saw a post and it just really shook me. Said, focus on the victory. Focus on the victory. And you know what? I needed to see that. Electra, needed to see that. Focus on the victory. You know, I could have just took off running when I saw that. Focus on the victory. See, because you can see people, but you don't know what people are going through. Sometimes people's pain is so deep. It's so deep. Sometimes people's fears are so deep that God said, it all belongs to me. And when he is saying that to you, and when he is saying that to me, he is saying you got to put some things down. You got to lay some things down. You got to get some people out of your life. You got to start focusing on the purpose that I've given you. The vision that I gave you, Electra, 2 years ago. Focus on that. I know you get weary. I know that. But it all belongs to me. Your voice belongs to me. Your mobility belongs to me. Your thoughts belong to me. Everything about you belongs to me. Why are you walking around with your head down? Focus on the victories. I thank you for that. The post came from a podcaster like myself. But guess what? Free Little posted that. And God made sure that I saw that. And I thank God for her. I thank God that, from the day that she endorsed me, let me say that again. From the day that she endorsed me, somebody like me, little old me, you know what? It's like God has been saying to me, I never left you. That's why I send who I want to send. It all belongs to me. Everything belongs to me. And when you look at that, Electra, take a look at what I've already done for you. Take a look at when, as a single parent, how I gave you the strength to raise your child. Not only that, as a grandmother, how I gave you a strength to be the right kind of grandmother that you need to be. Not no fly-by-night grandmother. A grandmother who is going to teach, not only teach, but live the way that you are supposed to live before the youth. Not trying to be their friend, but to be a leader in their life. Teaching them what is right and what is wrong. That is the victories in your life. You got so many victories in your life, but yet you are choosing to look at the rejection. Let me be honest with you. I was looking at the rejections of me. What is wrong with me? And God reminded me, is nothing wrong with you. The only thing wrong with you is you are not focusing on your victory. And I say this morning, I thank God for people like Free Little that can put some words out there that God say, I'm going to make sure that Electra sees this in the morning. I'm going to make sure that my child see this in the morning. When she wakes up in the morning, I'm going to remind her through some words that I sent another child that belongs to me, to say to her, I can't help but be excited this morning. You might say, well, it's too early in the morning to be excited. No, it's not. It's never too early to get excited about God. It's never too early to get excited about God. Let me say that one more time. It is never too early to get excited about God. You know why? Because he did not have to send those angels last night to watch over you. He did not have to let that Holy Spirit minister to your soul as you laid there in the very image of death. God didn't have to do that. God didn't have to keep you safe and keep the enemy from around your home, from entering your home with everything that's going on. God protected you. God watched over you. God, he dispatched angels all night long, bringing down blessings, taking up blessings, watching over you, watching over me, calling out your name, telling somebody, putting your name in the heads of other people so that they can tell you, yes, God do love you. Yes, God do see you. Yes, God do believe in you. Yes, God do protect you. Yes, God does have a purpose for you. Yes, God did speak that vision into your life. Stop worrying about what somebody else got to say about you, Electra. See, I like talking about myself, because I know better than anybody know what I've been dealing with, questioning myself, questioning what I'm doing. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you got to just give it all to God. You got to give it all to him, because you can be smiling before the people, but you crying behind the scenes. It's called masking. And God say, I've given you the provision. I've given you the protection because I gave you the purpose. I gave it to you. Man didn't give it, so man can't take it away. Man did not give it to you, so man can't take it away. And you know why he said that to me? Because I was thinking about the rejections. I forgot about when God gave me the vision. God said, I didn't have a conference call. When I gave you that vision, Electra, I didn't have a conference call. Sometimes it can get so heavy. You can get so heavy in your heart, and it ain't nothing wrong with crying. Because that's why God gave you some tear ducts, so you can push that stuff out. But God reminded me, I gave you that vision. What are you doing? You looking at the people. You looking at the rejection. You are looking at the rejection. You are looking at the rejection. But I'm going to send somebody to let you know. Focus on the victory. We all been there. Focus on the victory. Focus on the morning when you didn't even feel good, and you still got up and you kept doing what I told you to do. Focus on the victory. Don't worry about the put downs. And you know what? He's not only talking to me. It's so many people out there that are feeling just like me, and you got away from your purpose. It started slipping away from you. But then God said, I won't let you fail. I will not let you fail. I will not let your enemies take you out. I will not let that rejection take you out. I will not let that make you lay down when you're supposed to get up. There's some people that can't even walk. They want to walk and they can't even walk because of the use of their limbs. For whatever the reason, they can't get up and do what you can do. There's some people that can't even feed themselves, and you can still rise up in the morning, and you can still talk to the people, and you can still carry out my vision and my purpose, because I gave you the abilities to do that. Why are you looking at the failures? Why are you looking at the rejection? You need to focus on the victory. Focus on the victories. ain't got it all together. I know that. I know you still try to put it all together. I know that. But when I gave you that victory, I knew you was going to have some potholes in the road. I knew it was going to come. I knew it was going to be some stumbling blocks. I knew it was going to be some rejection. I knew it was going to be some people that didn't believe in you. I knew it already, but that's why I equipped you. And that's why I injected my protection on the inside of you. I did that because you are handling my stuff. Because every time you speak out on my behalf, through words of inspiration and words of encouragement, that is me speaking through you. Because every day when you rise up to go in front of that camera, I feed you. I already gave you those words last night as you laid there in the very image of death. You need to rise up this morning. And you need to tell people how good I am. How good I am. Not how good you are, how good I am. I'm so glad that I belong to God. I'm so glad that God loves me. I'm so glad and I'm so excited. I don't have to have what everybody else got. All I got to do is have him, and he got the rest. He got me. You know why? Because not only did he stop there and let me see that post to remind me that focus on the victory, he turned around and I saw another post said, and seek my face. Seek his face. Seek his face. You focus on the victory when you seek his face. Seek his face. You can, I don't care how you flip that thing. I don't care how you flip that. It's still all about him. You bring your message like you bring your message. And they bring their message like they bring their message. Because I dropped something different in everybody. And guess what? Everybody is unique in their own way. Because I gave to them what I gave to them. And I gave to you what I gave to you. So you start using that. Start using that. Be proud of that. Stand on that. And walk in my favor. God let me know I got favor on you. See, you wasn't even supposed to get past the first week of what you was doing. When I first gave you that vision, some people didn't even believe you when you first announced it, that you would be coming on live. What are you talking about, girl? What are you talking about? You my child. My funds will never be insufficient. My funds will never, ever be insufficient. My checks will never bounce back. Whatever I give to you, and it's not always monetary that God gives to you. He said, whatever I give, that piece I gave to you, I gave that to you. Because the world is so full of disruption, and in the midst of it all, in the midst of the troubles, in the midst of it seem like everything is unraveling around this world, I gave you peace. So you need to walk in my victory. You need to get excited about my victory. You need to get excited about what I put on the inside of you. You've been having this for a long time on the inside of you. You done traveled all over the world, training others, writing material to help train against. I'm just saying what God is telling me. Put it out there, Alexa. It's stuff that I did for you. You didn't do it for yourself. I wrote the curriculum that they use today against teen dating violence. I wrote the curriculum. They had no idea. Just sat there in that chair on that job and prayed to God to show me what to do. And he showed me that. And today, that has been going around. They use it in teen dating violence. Look how many people, Alexa, you have helped. Look at those officers that you train doing T-close. Look at how many officers you have to understand family violence and how it impacts women and children. Look at the times when I allowed, all this ain't my credit, this is God's credit. How I put you on those planes to fly and to lobby at the Capitol and let your voice be heard, how you felt about the way that women and children were being treated, and some legislation that would have been passed if I hadn't put you along with some others out there to raise your voice, to let people know you will not treat women and their children this way. You will not do it, not as long as I got a voice. I remember those days, myself and others, letting people who wanted to change laws that would go against women who were already experiencing family violence, abuse. And God used somebody like me to walk around the Capitol and let the voice be heard against family violence, against sexual violence, all of that. God say that was me. I took you through every degree that you earned. I took you through the 2-year. I took you through the 4-year. I took you through the master. That was me. And you gonna sit here and let somebody that decided to reject you tell you and make you feel like you are nothing. Let them go on and reject you because I've been too good to you. Don't you never forget about who I am. That's God. That's God talking to Electra. And that's me telling you in hopes that it inspires you to get up wherever you at in your life. Rise up to your feet. They gonna talk about you. They gonna say things that they know not true. They gonna not believe you. They gonna try to turn people against you. But they've been talking for a long time. And who are they? Who are they? They are not God. They are not God. God has brought you, Electra, through so many things. That's the Holy Spirit telling me that. God has brought you through so many things already. Already. People gave up on you a long time ago. But God said, I'm going to send you a message. Focus on the victory. Lord, I thank Free Little Lil. I thank her for that this morning. God had her to put that down. And I tell you what, I'm not the only one that saw that. I'm not the only one that has been impacted by that. I'm not the only one that life was changed by that. I'm not the only one. There's some other people who gonna see that and take that and relate that to their lives. Focus on the victory. Focus on the victory. Focus on the victories. God got so much more for me. God got so much more for you. God got you. God got me. And let me tell you the beauty of it all. The beauty of it all. I say, look, I invite people on to the podcast, and then they just, they tell me different things why they can't come on. And you know what? I started allowing that. See, this is a testimony. I started allowing that. And saying, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with my podcast? What am I doing wrong? I started questioning myself. And in the meanwhile, it started draining me, right? So then God said, but I still need you to do and focus on. Come on now. Focus on your victory. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to talk on hot topics. So guess what? That's the victory for me. That's part of the victory for me. He gave me another assignment. He added to what he had already given me. That's something to shout about. He added to what he had already given me. Talk on hot topics. So guess what? I am going to start talking on hot topics. And so as I see these things, because you got to remember, I was a legal advocate for 10 years. I worked in that field. I ran all over the courthouse. I'm telling you, I stayed down at the Capitol and in other places, because you got to go down there and lobby when you are fighting for rights. It's just different areas that I've been in. And I can smile about that. And God say, talk about hot topics. Talk about the things that's going on in such a manner that people will receive it. And even if they don't, put it out there anyway. You know what? My late husband used to always say this. One monkey don't stop no show. My late husband, a pastor of 32 plus years, he said, sweetie, one monkey don't stop no show. So guess what? It's like God reminded me, one monkey don't stop no show. Yeah, they reject you, but that's okay. Because guess what? I'm the main monkey. If that's what you want to say, if that's how you want to see it, I'm the main one. Because nobody else counts. What counts is me. And those who I can't work through, we're not going to worry about them. Those who want to put you down, see, this is for somebody else that might be listening or listen later on. Those that put you down, they are nothing against God. They can't come up against God. Their arms are too short to box with God. Those who put you down, those who laugh at you, God said, I got that too. Those who count you out, God said, I got that too. God said, those who laugh at you behind your back and they smile in your face, God said, I got that too. I got all of it because it all belongs to me. When it all belongs to God, when it all belongs to God, when people go after you and not only after you, after your offsprings and after, let me put it like this, after your children. They start going after your children. Then they start going after your children's children. You know, and it never stops. But God said, I don't care how far they go. You just stay with me. You just focus on the victory. You just know who I am. You just speak out my word. You just do what I told you to do like I told you to do. You told me years ago. This is what my God said. You told me years ago you wanted to be a giver. So I made you a giver. But I didn't tell you that it wasn't going to be some rejection in the process of your giving. I never told you it wasn't going to be some rejection in the process of your giving. I never told you that. I don't even know where you got that from. Because guess what? Those toxic thoughts, and I talked about that about 3 weeks ago, those toxic thoughts, they keep coming up because they're trying to tell you not to trust me. Those toxic thoughts that say you are not worthy. Those toxic thoughts that tell you to lay there in that bed and don't get up. The toxic thoughts that say you are less than everybody else. Those toxic thoughts say look at your numbers versus their numbers. Those toxic thoughts that say to you need to just throw in the towel. That's those toxic thoughts. But I'm telling you this morning, stop thinking and paying attention to those toxic thoughts. Those toxic thoughts will kill you. Those toxic thoughts will drain you. Those toxic thoughts will make you give up. Those toxic thoughts will make you look at people and you see it's a few against you. But those numbers in your mind will multiply because it's more. Guess what? It's more with you than that's against you. Because God say, I'm more than the world is against you. I'm more. That's why you can talk about more, because I'm more. I'm excited this morning. I'm excited this morning. God made it that way because God knew the place that I was in. God made it that way. And I don't want to only be the only excited one. I want you to get excited too. Because God said, my thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. But what I got for you, it's for you. And I don't care if the whole world is against you. I'm with you. And they can't measure up to me. They can't measure up to me. When I talk about toxicity, when I gave you that information on toxic thoughts, I knew. This is the Holy Spirit. I knew you were giving up. I knew that you was allowing these things to eat up a part of your memory, the part of your mind that I eat away at it, the part that I was growing and will continue to grow. But God said, because I'm more than the world against you, they couldn't touch you. They might have made you bend, but they didn't break you. You know why? You know why? He confirmed it. Because you kept getting up in the mornings and trying to help somebody else when you was hurting yourself. You was hurting yourself, Electra. You was hurting yourself, my child. And you still got up in the mornings. Sometimes in the evening. sometimes late at night, trying to say a word to inspire and encourage someone else. I pray to God that this helps somebody else that's been in that space like myself, that's been in that space. That's a lonely space. That's a dark space to be in. But sometimes God got to take you in that space. He allow you to get in that space because now it's just you and him. And he said, not Electra, he said, I'm more than the world against you. I'm more. Let them come against you. I'm more than them. All right? So y'all have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. And we just going to keep moving. Not just me, all of us. We're going to keep moving. We're going to keep thanking God. We're going to keep focusing on his victory, on his vision. And through that, we will see our victories. Thank you, Free Lil. Thank you for posting that. That's why we have to watch what we put out in the atmosphere, because that touched me. Thank you. And I shall keep moving. All right? Y'all have a wonderful day. I'm going to finish getting ready for work. Bye-bye.